everyone, and welcome back to the Love You Show. My name is Ashley, and this is my co-host Andrew, where we teach you the fundamentals of self-love, self-acceptance, and self-care. So today's topic is...
We're going to talk about the pandemic and PTSD. Only we're not going to talk about it as PTSD. We're going to talk about it as post-traumatic growth.
Post-traumatic growth and not post-traumatic syndrome.
Stress disorder. Yes.
Okay.
So I think there's, Ashley, from what we've taught and how we look at life and how we perceive life, there's two ways we can think about the pandemic now that there's hope.
There is, because we're slowly, I feel like we're no longer at the peak of it. We're, coming down this slope of, we're almost at the end of the tunnel, or the light is at the end of, no?
Yeah, but one of us got the vaccine and one of us didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry, Andrew.
So
you will be ready. You'll be allowed to get it this month.
So, of course, one feels like...
I guess, but, it's just, there's a vaccine period.
Right.
There's something there.
Right.
Months ago, we were living in this hope of something, and now we have it.
Yeah.
And now it's just, when are we going to feel comfortable not wearing a mask anymore?
Yeah. So when I think about the people talking about PTSD from going through COVID, I don't want to minimize the pain that people went through. I don't want to minimize that your best friend and a dear friend of this company was in the hospital for 11 days and got through that.
Yes.
But that was not easy to get through. So I don't want to minimize the pain that people have gone through in the past year. However, I do want to talk about another way of thinking about it.
Yeah, and it's how we've gotten through it and what we've learned and how we've, like I said, grown from it, because that's all I can think of is where our company started and where we're at now and how we're in this new transition again. But it doesn't have fear on it like it once did.
Yeah, it did for a year. It felt scary coming in here some days. When we think, Ashley, about how we teach people about expectations, and that how when you hold expectations, you're not really thinking about how something's going to be, but you make up in your mind how it should pan out. And I'm telling you this today because you're about to leave on a trip.
Yeah.
And you're about to go to a wedding.
Yes.
And wow. So, we go from everything being closed down, and now Ashley's going to a wedding. What I caution you is not to have expectations.
Yeah.
Because you'll have in your mind a picture of how things used to be at a wedding.
Yes.
And it might not pan out that way.
That way.
Yeah. So as one of the three things that I like to think through when it comes to post-traumatic growth is, first of all, not to compare what we're about to do with how it used to be.
Yep.
The second thing, when we think about post-traumatic growth instead of stress disorder, is to look back at the prior year and look at some of the gifts that you got. Like, what did I learn from this? What happened to me during this year that changed the way that I think? And I know that you actually adopted 2 children and did a year-long relationship.
Yeah.
And you did that all within that year.
Yes.
So tell me some of the things, tell your audience, our audience, some of the lessons that you learned in spite of all of the fear and the COVID and the system stress.
It's okay not to know things, like being in a relationship and then breaking up in a relationship and just kind of feeling lost within that and being okay with the decisions that I made and not letting my mind wander what if, or what could I've done to go back. I just focused on making myself better at that moment and doing things that made me happy. I learned how to nurture an animal and how much love I have for the animal and how much I want to do with them. And I became more independent. It was me and Denim, and we would go and do things, and I was completely fine being by myself with her at home and not having a roommate anymore. So
I forgot about that.
So just learning more of my independence, working out more because I love doing it. So I guess it's just doing things that I enjoy doing and not being afraid of what other people's opinions or judgment is going to be based off of what I do, and not having a reason why I need to do it. For instance, like getting a second dog. Why did I need? Because I wanted it. It's just something that I wanted. I enjoy having denim. I wanted another animal for denim, and not allowing people to change my mind about it.
Well, we're so used to in life having a flurry of opinions no matter what we choose to do.
Yeah.
But I think you really got to the point where you can dismiss and discount all of that.
Yeah.
Because you know it's coming.
Yes. Yeah. And also learning people's personalities and having your boundaries and knowing not to absorb certain things or feel like you have someone's giving you a job. I don't know. I'm just constantly reminded around in my life of people's situations that they're going through with other people. And then I think to myself, oh my gosh, I remember dealing with those things, but how come I don't deal with those things anymore? Because it's the way that I've changed my thinking through this whole pandemic that has really helped me be a little bit more clear and not as stressful and less anxiety about what other people think.
Perfect. I agree. So three big things happened. You ended a 1-year relationship. You had 2 babies. And I forgot that at the tender age of 29, you're literally on your own.
Yeah, because I was living here in this house for 1 year by myself, and then I had a roommate for 4 years, and now I'm back to living by myself, and it is completely different, and I love it. Like I'm glad that I this transition happened, and it was such a positive experience versus me being really depressed about it and feeling like it's not okay to be alone. And now I have this thing, it's okay to be alone. I'd rather be alone.
Wow.
Like I'd rather be in my thoughts to just kind of make them disappear. Like it's a challenge.
Wow, that is growth. So back to post-traumatic growth. First element of it is to avoid the comparative thinking. The second element of it is to look at the growth that you had in the last year. And then the final element, when I think about life now, is to really appreciate what we didn't appreciate before.
Yeah.
So today I got up this morning and I looked for movie theaters that might be open because I want to go see a movie. And I thought to myself, God, when I walk in that movie theater, or when I walk in that gym, when I walk into that restaurant to have dinner and the windows don't have to be open, I'm going to appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm going to appreciate it more. And when you go to this wedding and you get on a plane and you're with your family and you don't have to have masks on, really appreciate the moments because we didn't have it.
Yeah.
Because it's been gone from our life.
Yeah.
And I think that when things have been gone from our life, we can nurture a greater appreciation of those things.
I agree.
So you're about to leave, first time, get on a plane, go to a wedding. Tell me about that. And tell me how you can think about it so that there's joy in it.
I mean, the joy that I have of leaving is being able to see a friend that I haven't seen in years. And, to be able to share this moment with her getting married, is exciting. To see family is exciting. The plane, you know me, I knock out once I'm on a plane. So I will appreciate that later on because I'm like sleep deprived from this puppy, but also getting away from my puppies. I love them so much, but a little break time I appreciate.
Yay.
So
that's our show today, post-traumatic growth. And I think this is something that we can continue to visit. Next week, what I'd like to do, Ashley, is get back to where we were a couple weeks ago talking about fag and fat.
Yeah.
With you being the fat and I'm being the fag. And we really are going to work on people getting comfortable with
those words.
Yeah. So join us next week when I call her fat and she calls me
a fag.
A fag. And we'll see you then. You want to sign off?
I hope you guys enjoyed this video today on our Love You show. We can't wait to see you next week and have a great one. Bye.
Bye-bye.